Привет, друзья! Your Russian teacher Olisiia is here again. Today, I want to talk about something that all Russian learners face sooner or later. The mistakes that foreigners usually make when they start speaking Russian. And believe me, these mistakes are absolutely normal. I hear them from beginners, from intermediate students, and even from advanced speakers. So don't take them too seriously. Just notice them and learn from them. One of the first things students struggle with is stress. In English, stress is usually predictable, but in Russian, the stress can move anywhere. It can jump to the beginning of the word, stay in the middle, or fall at the end. And sometimes the stress changes the meaning completely. If you say «Я плачу», «Я плачу», «Я плачу», «Я плачу», it means I'm paying. But when you say «Я плачу», «Я плачу», «Я плачу», «Я плачу», it suddenly becomes I'm crying. Totally two different emotions. Another famous one, звонит, звонит. That's the correct version, he or she calls, but many foreigners say звонит, звонит. And Russians notice it immediately. So the best advice here is simple. Listen to native speakers and repeat. Another thing that creates a confusion is the choice between вы and ты. English only has you, so it feels natural to mix them. But in Russian it matters. If you say «Привет, вы хотите кофе?» it's grammatically correct. But the style is strange because «Привет» is informal and «вы» is formal. It sounds like mixing sweatpants with a tuxedo. You should either say «Привет, ты хочешь кофе?» «Hi, do you want coffee?» or «Здравствуйте, вы хотите кофе?» «Hello, would you like coffee?» Once you feel difference, Russian communication becomes much easier. But of course, we're not talking in this case about the plural. If there are some friends, you can say «Привет, вы хотите кофе?» because you are talking to many people, and in this case, «вы» is not a polite form, it's plural. So «Привет, вы хотите кофе?» will be correct. Now let's talk about Russian cases. Yes, I know everyone hates them, but cases really are everywhere in Russian, and when a foreigner forgets the ending, the whole sentence starts sounding incomplete. For example, students say «Я живу в России», but the correct version is «Я живу в России». I live in Russia. Or someone might say «Я хочу черный чай». Which sounds very unnatural. The correct forms are «Я хочу черный чай», «Я хочу черный чай», I want black tea, or «Я хочу черного чая», I want some black tea. The ending changes the grammar and sometimes the meaning. Here's another funny thing. Foreigners often fall in love with Russian diminutives. All those cute forms like «мамочка», «ручка», «водичка», «хлебушек». They sound very sweet. I know this. But the problem is that sometimes learners use them in situations where they are not appropriate. For example, if you go to an office and say «дайте мне документики», it sounds childish or like you are joking. It's better to say the normal form «дайте, пожалуйста, документы». Please give me the documents. Save the cute words for family, friends, cats, and babies. One of the biggest challenges for learners is verbs of motion. Russian to go is nightmare at first. We have идти, ходить, ехать, ездить, пойти, прийти, уйти, отойти, and so on. And foreigners very often mix them up. For example, someone might say «Я иду в Москву вчера». I go to Moscow yesterday. That doesn't work. The correct version is «Я ездил в Москву вчера». I traveled to Moscow yesterday. Or он идет домой каждый день. That's wrong, because идет means going right now. The correct sentence is он ходит домой каждый день. He goes home every day. Another typical mistake is trying to use English word order in Russian. In English, the structure is stable, but in Russian, word order is flexible and very emotional. For example, in Russian we say «Я тебя люблю», I love you. But if you say «Я тебя очень люблю много», that sounds unnatural. The correct phrase is «Я тебя очень люблю», I love you very much. And yes, Russian word order can change, but every variation has a different emotion, so don't worry, you'll feel it with practice. Foreigners also love using the word есть, because they think it always means to have, but in Russian, we often skip it. For example, someone says «У меня есть брат», ему есть 25 лет. The second part is wrong. The correct version is ему 25 лет. He's 25. Literal translation from English also creates funny mistakes. For example, someone says «Это имеет смысл», which technically translates to «it has meaning», but Russians don't say it this way in everyday conversation. It sounds too formal or like a textbook. Instead, we usually say «Это логично», «Это логично», «That makes sense» or «Понятно», «Got it». Another example. Я сделал ошибку на моем русском языке. That's also incorrect. The correct way is я сделал ошибку в русском языке. I made a mistake in the Russian language. And finally, aspect. Perfective and imperfective verbs. Foreigners often say things like «Я буду прочитать», but this combination doesn't exist in Russian. Perfective verbs don't work with буду. You should say either «Я буду читать», I will read continuously, or «Я прочитаю», I will finish reading. The same happens in the past. «Я писал письмо» means I was writing a letter, but «Я написал письмо» means I finished writing it. One small prefix can change the entire meaning. So yes, Russian has many little details and learning them takes time. But here's the important part. Every mistake you make shows that you are learning. Russians don't expect perfection. They appreciate your effort, your curiosity, and your courage to speak Russian. And the more you listen, the more you practice. And the more you speak, the faster these mistakes disappear.